This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz podcast.
Stugotz, Shaquille O'Neal said this weekend that if he had one wish in the world, it would be to be able to talk to Kobe Bryant again. And I don't want to actually question whether that is something that he's saying because it's the correct thing to say or because he actually feels it. But I wanted to explore part of this with you because I don't know how much guilt that he has about Kobe Bryant dying suddenly and not being able to say some of the things that he might have wanted to say at one time when they publicly feuded in a way that was super, super ugly.
Yes.
And I don't know how much guilt and grief Shaq has when I hear him say, if I had one wish, it would be to talk to Kobe again, if he's got like some remorse, if it's not just about, I loved this person and I wanted him to know how much I loved him and I wish I had another chance to do some things over, or if he has actual regret about how they publicly feuded, where Kobe called him unprofessional, called him fat when they were headed into training camp, and then Shaquille O'Neal, among other things, was in New York at a rap concert and was, rapping that Kobe should tell him how his ass tastes. Like, it was a very bad public back and forth.
I think if Shaq had said all the things that he had wanted to say to Kobe before he passed away, that would not be his wish. So that would be my guess, is that he has remorse of not, putting a bow on that relationship, not tying it up together completely.
I've told you before, right, that it was a horror, the greatest horror of my life, seeing my brother pass away and deteriorate over a year, but also among the greatest blessings that I will have and don't have any guilt, none. It's one of the stages of grief, like beyond where it is that your anger resides, like the inability to go and correct some things that you may be sorry about. When someone dies young or dies suddenly, being denied goodbye.
Yeah.
When you're in the emotions of dealing with what Jimmy Butler is dealing with right now as he leaves the Miami Heat, when the emotions are fresh and raw and you don't have any closure and you maybe don't have any experience with the emotions that have now arrived because you're like, what is this? I wasn't prepared for this in any way. All of us had a reaction to Kobe dying in a helicopter crash. Like, that's something that reached America. Youth extinguished too young is something that we can all understand no matter what our divisions are. But Shaquille O'Neal, I think, was saying this, at least in part now, Stugotz, because Kobe Bryant's legacy in Los Angeles, apart from Shaq, is bigger than Shaq's. He was somehow more popular than Shaq. The greatest title of his career was the one that he won without Shaq. Shaq didn't win without Kobe when they were together but he had to leave. Right. He didn't do it in LA. He had to, as part of their breakup, because they experienced before the Warriors, they experienced what it is to have ego and tension at the top of a dynasty where both guys feel they're maximum responsible for winning in that uniform. Shaq went and won elsewhere, but had to travel to he had to put on Cleveland uniform, Boston uniform, Miami uniform to go find the title without Kobe, and got some gratification from turning Dwayne Wade into Kobe the same way that he turned Anthony Hardaway into Kobe. But Kobe got to do it in Los Angeles in the same uniform without Shaq, and says it was the greatest feeling of his career to win the one without Shaq. And Stugotz, they went through some ugly shit. Remember when Kobe was accused and arrested for rape accusations, one of the things that came out in the transcripts, in the police reports, was he said to police officers, I wish I just did this stuff the way that Shaq did it and kept it more quietly. Like, the ugliness there was profound and it was real. And you saw Shaq hurting at the funeral when he's part of the eulogizing of Kobe Bryant. And I am assuming that this conversation with Shaq, where he was asked the question, was off the news of Kobe now is going to have 3 statues outside of where it is that they play. 3 statues. I don't know that there is another athlete anywhere. Maradona, Messi. Is there anywhere in the world?
3 statues?
Is there anywhere in the world where an athlete has 3 statues outside to commemorate him where he made his legacy?
I can assume why he would have at least 2 of them because he had 2 different uniforms. That's why they have 2 retired numbers in the arena.
I believe that the 3rd one is with his wife because of part of what their legacy is beyond basketball, and because, after his Laker career and after his life, Kobe resonates with people in a different way because it's youth extinguished young. Whenever it is that the shock of that unites a country or a region, the shock of grieving together, that is also something I think that the Lakers are commemorating.
3 statues, man. I really want to make fun of them. It's tricky. It's hard.
It's hard to.
It's
We're
hard
all
to
looking
do.
for the joke here. It's like
Yeah.
it seems like a lot, man. 3.
3, really? I mean,
Maybe 2 could.
Suffice.
Right. Yeah.
Say meet me at the Kobe statue, then it becomes which one?
which one, right? It's a shell game.
There are going to be a lot of confused fans.
We
like,
wouldn't do that. Then.
I'm at the
we're not
statue.
doing it.
I'm
We're
here.
not
You
doing
said
it.
meet me at the Kobe statue. I'm
Right.
here.
Yeah.
Stugotz, what do you think a shell game is?
Well, yeah, it's probably bad, but Vegas, Super Bowl week, Monday afterwards, Super Bowl should be on a Saturday.
Right.
What do you think a shell game is?
The game with the shells, 3 shells, you put a little ball underneath, the guy moves all the shells around.
Yeah, how is
Boom.
that the statues?
I don't know.
I crush that at Marlins games.
Oh, I love it.
Everybody does.
Nah, I'm better than most.
Right.
Better than most of the digital shell game on the Jumbotron at a game.
2! It's 2! You guys don't do this?
No.
Come
no.
on, come on. What are you talking about? Everyone
Yo,
does
4.
that.
4?
There's only 3.
Usually
Roy.
3.
I know
yeah.
because it's sarcasm.
Automatic loss.
Ah.
You were right to call me out, there.
Do you have giant shells over the statues? Like, I don't understand what you're
They don't
doing.
move.
Pick a statue.
I just don't know what you were going for there.
I don't know. 33%.
So you just started.
It's usually 3 shells, 3 statues. Meet me at a statue. I mean, you don't know which statue. You don't know where the ball. Which shell the ball is under. I mean, no one knows. Shell game. Classic. Wrapped it up.
You wrapped what up? The show? You feel like you wrapped it up like by nailing
I
the
explained
dismount?
it. Yeah, shell game.
Yes, yeah. You came off of the pommel horse and broke your neck and are paralyzed, and now the crowd is gasping in horror. You nailed it.